our lunch East Africa. We are coming to you live from Kigali, Rwanda. This week, we look forward to Somaliland's presidential outcome on November 20th and also the G20 summit that kicks off today in Rio, Brazil. A historic moment for Africa, as this will be the first time the African Union will be attending as a permanent member of the G20, and also as South Africa is set to take over the G20 leadership in 2025. We have a lot lined up on the show, including a look at Africa's cocoa industry and women's potential in the trade, Rwanda's market performance update, and also data infrastructure and SME growth in Uganda. We'd like to engage with you on the show. Talk to us on X at CNBC Africa. Use the hashtag PLEA410 and also engage with me at Tabitha T. Muthoni. You can also talk to us on WhatsApp and we will engage with you further. Now let's kick off the show with a look at top stories across the region. Godfrey Sserwamukoko, General Manager of Raxio Data Center Uganda, now joins CNBC Africa all the way from Kampala. Godfrey, data infrastructure demand in Uganda. What industries are we seeing driving this demand for data centers or data infrastructure in Uganda?
So we see the banking institutions, the financial services, the fintech space, the payment systems in that area, the insurance companies, the telecoms, and SMEs driving strong demand for networks, network infrastructure, cloud services, especially infrastructure as a service, software as a service, as we go for the digital transformation within the country. Those drive efficiencies, they create competitive advantage amongst the competing players, and creation of new tools, new services for the players within each segment.
And in terms of managing data, what are some of the challenges that businesses are facing in Uganda, especially the SMEs, and how also you as Raxio, how have you been able to address some of these challenges?
The challenges first and foremost have been the availability of a facility like ours that will ensure that there are services that you can trust. And can be, co-opted, paid for, and they will be what you bought. Now, once this facility has been in place, we've focused on the SMEs by creating diversification in the product offer we have, from a pricing point, from a bundling point to bundling in terms of we bring co-location, but then we create an ecosystem within that space where they can have connectivity providers, where they can have cloud providers, where they can have exchange points, where they can have bank switching services, all in one place, so that there is one marketplace that gives quick access to all the services that an SME could need without having to go and procure one and the other from different and disparate places. And that now brings quick to market. They are able to go to their markets very quickly, implement quickly, guarantee reliability. And also when they grow, it guarantees scale. They can now grow into as demand on their services or demand of the seasons, like we're going currently in the seasons like the Black Friday of today. If we have an e-commerce person and they're within our co-location space and they need more CPUs, they need more memory on their machines, that can be done administratively other than going through a purchase, through an ordering process. It just makes business seamless, makes business cheaper, and it just supports them to what they can afford and what they demand. So we focused on the associations for those that can come together, create associations, and then buy in bulk. And then we give them discounts, we give them leverage to customize our products towards what their actual needs are. And we've seen that as good support. We've given them education. We invite them into the data center, educate them on what to do and how to, get off-prem on their premises, coming into on-prem in our place, giving additional services like lift and shift. We can lift from their places to our places. We give them remote hands, we give them expert hands, and we really do see that there is support segment that would have been more complicated So there is support from them.
Yes.
Currently, the country is focused on digital transformation, and we want to do that well through software as a service until we'll be able to give them the advantage of getting into the data economy.
Indeed, and that also leads to the impact that you are likely to see on Uganda's economy and also the whole digital ecosystem. But let us look at data sovereignty, which is a key concern here. How have you been able to navigate this space?
That's really a data residency question.
Yes.
Where is the data residing? And good enough within our ecosystem, I think the comfort is progressively coming from in-country to Africa, Africa as a whole to East Africa. And how have we been able to do that? So locally, what we've done and done very successfully is that we've created trust for the companies, the bigger ones, the hyperscalers, and local companies in all their flavors to come and see and host and feel and taste that hosting is in our environment is not different from hosting outside the country. And what we see currently is that that trust that comes attracts both the hyperscalers where almost like say 60 or 80% of data have been exported to, also bringing engines coming into the data hall. Now data residency can be on the hyperscale, but it sits within the country. And then we've seen private players as well locally also coming up and doing the collocation and bringing services within your ecosystem and being able to bring data residency within the country. So the major services, government, the banks that need data residency here, the payment systems are all now comfortable to host, and we see that as a huge contribution to the economy in terms of data residency. Now, as the pacts go on, East African community, and then the Pan-African treaties go to allow the synergies that happen between countries, we will even see residency being a question that is answered to what we understand as a continent and as a country.
Indeed, Godfrey, thank you so much for those great insights. Quite a lot you're seeing, even looking at sustainability, which have very well explained, and also the digital transformation that you are likely to see, and also the impact on Uganda's SME growth. So, Godfrey, thank you so much for those great insights.